It had been a full year since I vanished from her world. No goodbye, no explanation, not even a single line to soften the blow. I just walked away as though I had never existed. Some would say that was cruel, maybe even cowardly, but when your heart is crushed under the weight of betrayal, you don't think about fairness or compassion. You think about survival. I convinced myself that chapter of my life was buried, locked in a box, the key thrown into the ocean. I told myself I would never have to face her again. But life has a strange sense of humor. The past always finds a way back, slipping through the cracks you thought you sealed. It might be in the scent of a perfume you once knew, the sound of your name said in a voice you tried to forget, or the sudden appearance of a ghost you never wanted to see again. That morning was ordinary until it wasn't. I went to the same cafe at the same time I always did, a routine I had built like armor. I was standing in line, waiting for my coffee, when the air shifted. I felt her before I saw her. And when I turned, there she was, the woman who once swore she would love me forever. The same woman who tore me apart anyway. She froze, staring at me like I was an apparition she hadn't prepared herself to face. She looked different, not in a way that ruined her beauty, but in a way that showed life had not been gentle with her. Her face carried the kind of wear that comes from regrets, from nights spent replaying choices that can't be undone. I should have felt satisfaction, some kind of vindication for the pain she put me through. But I felt nothing except a strange coldness in my chest. "Hi," she said softly, as though nothing had happened, as if she hadn't reduced everything we built to ashes. I didn't answer. She took a tentative step closer, her voice trembling. "Can we talk?" My chest tightened. This wasn't supposed to happen. She was supposed to move on, erase me from her memory the way I tried to erase her from mine. Yet here she was, standing in front of me. Eyes filled with something I couldn't quite name. Regret, longing, or maybe just fear of being alone. My voice came out low, steadier than I felt. "Why now?" Her gaze fell to her hands. "I couldn't stop thinking about you, about what I did." My jaw clenched. The feeling that rose inside wasn't rage. It was heavier than that. It was the quiet ache that lingers after the screaming ends, the kind of pain that doesn't explode but simmers in silence. I had lived with that silence for a year. Her betrayal hadn't come with shouting, or dramatic scenes in hotel rooms. It had been quieter, deadlier. Half-truths, little lies, too many late nights, until one day I stumbled across the message she forgot to erase. Just a few words. "I miss you already. Last night was perfect." That was the night my heart shattered. Glass underfoot. That's what it felt like. I didn't fight. I didn't confront her. I didn't give her the satisfaction of seeing how deeply she cut me. I just walked out and never turned back. And now here she was, reopening the wound with her presence. "I made a mistake," she whispered. I almost laughed, but it came out as something harsher. "A mistake? Forgetting your phone at home is a mistake. Locking your keys in the car is a mistake. What you did wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. You chose to fall into someone else's bed while I was breaking my back working 2 jobs, so we could have the life we dreamed of. So tell me, what do you want?" Her eyes lifted to mine, wide and pleading. "I want you to hear me. Please." I didn't owe her that. Not anymore. But some part of me wanted to hear it, if only to finally close the door for good. Maybe not for her sake, maybe for mine. I gave a small nod toward the sidewalk. "Walk with me." For a while neither of us spoke. Only the noise of traffic and our footsteps filled the space. Then she broke the silence. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I was lost. I felt so alone. You were always working, always exhausted. I wanted to feel seen." There it was, the justification I had rehearsed in my head 1,000 times. The excuse dressed up as explanation. It still pierced me like a blade. My voice was low, steady. I was killing myself for us. Every day, every night, I was building the life we dreamed of. She stopped walking, her voice cracking. "I know. I see that now. I didn't see it then." And for a fleeting moment, I almost believed the pain in her eyes. But believing didn't matter anymore. I shook my head. "You didn't just break my trust. You broke me." Tears welled in her eyes, spilling over as she whispered, "I'm sorry." I nodded. "I believe you. But sorry doesn't stitch wounds back together. Sorry doesn't erase the nights I sat alone wondering why I wasn't enough. Sorry doesn't undo the lies. Her lips trembled. I wasn't trying to replace you. It was just a moment, a stupid, weak moment. I looked at her, my chest hollow. That moment destroyed us. Silence stretched between us. Then she reached into her pocket, pulling out a folded letter. Her hands shook as she held it out. I wrote this weeks ago. I couldn't find the courage to send it. I took it but didn't open it, just felt the paper against my palm. She drew in a shaky breath. I'm not here to win you back. I just needed you to know that you mattered, that you still do. She stepped back, watching me carefully, maybe waiting for me to reach out, to offer her a lifeline back into my world. But I couldn't. Love doesn't always survive betrayal. Sometimes it dies quietly, and when it's gone, it's gone. I looked at her one last time, my voice calm, final. Take care of yourself. Her face crumbled, but she didn't argue. She nodded, turned and walked away. This time I didn't run. I didn't disappear. I simply stood and watched her leave. And as she disappeared into the crowd, I felt no anger, no bitterness, just peace. Closure doesn't always arrive as reconciliation or second chances. Sometimes it's realizing you were strong enough to walk away, and wise enough never to return. That day, as I made my way home, I felt lighter than I had in months. Not because I had forgiven her, but because at last I had forgiven myself.